Cambo here. Today's video is because I've got a special request from Charlie Fannin, one of my YouTube subscribers. I've been answering a few of his questions on Facebook as well. He's a reasonably new beekeeper, then again so am I. He's asked me about feeders, so I'll just have a little quick chat today about some of the different feeders and feeding styles that I use and why I use them. First up though, get the smoker going, put the veil on. Now this is the feeder I use in the winter time, and if you've been watching my videos for any length of time, you know winters don't get real coldy. It's just a 20 litre plastic bucket, 5 gallons in the US, and I've got a bunch of holes punched in the top with a hot nail, and I just fill this up with 1:1 sugar syrup, put it on a little stand some distance away from the hives, upend it, and air pressure holds the sugar syrup in there. That's when I want to do open feeding, mainly in late winter when I want to get all the bees built up, get them some decent stores. Then I've got the targeted feeding for times like this when it's summer or autumn, and I would just want to feed specific hives. I don't want all the other production colonies getting into them. So this is one of my polystyrene nukes, and I've got a 5 litre hive top feeder on it. And these bits of plastic, they cover up the hole where the bees can come up, and they climb down the outside between the foam and the plastic, and they can access the sugar syrup there without drowning. The other reason I like these feeders is because I can fill the feeder without disturbing the bees at all, without taking the lid off. I'm going to take it off now just so I can have a bit of a look at some of these frames. I'll put fresh frames in. So I've only just started drawing out I'm probably going to keep feeding these girls at least for the next few weeks, so they can build up plenty of stores for winter. Another type of in-hive feeder I use is a frame feeder. These are handy, not as good as the hive top feeders, because I need to get into the hive, and they obviously take up space that would otherwise be taken up by frames. Still, you can just open the hive up like that and just fill it up with a jug or from a bottle. I will be getting more of these. I do like them. And we'll get over to the top bar hive, and I'll show you another version of the in-hive feeder that I use. Before I do that, I harvested some cut comb yesterday. I haven't weighed it yet, but 8 shallow frames, and it's about $400 market value. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put these sticky frames back on the hive, and I'll leave them there for a week for the bees to clean them up, and then I'll clean the frames up, scrape all the wax off them, put new starter strips in them, ready for next season. So these bucket feeders for inside the hive, they work on the same principle as the larger communal feeder. It's just a plastic bucket, holes punched in the lid. These are 2-litre buckets. And I've made up a feeder board for the top bar hive. So it fits, I've angled the sides, and it fits down in towards the bottom of the top bar hive. I've closed off this end. And I have an entrance hole here at the bottom of my follower board. And then that just goes in, butts up against the follower board. Sugar syrup goes on there, and only the bees from that hive can access it. Now you can do a similar thing for Langstroth hives. It's just make up a feeder board that fits on your Langstroth hive. So there's your Langstroth super, and you just need a board that goes over that with a couple of holes so you can fit your bucket feeders on that. I've found that having screened vents on that feeder board works wonders. You don't really need it, it just helps. And in a pinch, I've used core flute real estate signs. Again, just cut them out to the shape of the super, cut a hole in them to put the bucket over, and then put another hive body over the top of that, put your lid on. So that way you can still access the feeders and you're not having to worry about any bees escaping while you refill. And while I've got the lid off, I might as well have a bit of a look here. They're still building comb. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the 9th bar along. This one's honey. Fair bit of honey in that. Mostly brood. And I've torn some of that was attached, and I've torn some of that away. That's alright. A little bit torn away there as well. I've got a couple of these top bars in one of my Langstroth hives because these are sized to fit. in this top bar hive where the sides are 60 degrees, the bees are attaching. And in my research I thought that that wouldn't happen. But the interesting part is, in the Langstroth hives, they're not attaching the sides, they're not attaching the comb to the vertical sides of the hive at all. So the Tanzanian style top bar hive might actually be better because they've got the vertical sides. So I'll have to give that a go one day. So that's it. I'll leave that hive tool there because I know where it is. No stings, no veil, no gloves. Happy days.